I swear it's the truth, and I owe it all to you. 'Cause I